this collaboration of science and technology is a very important initiative in Europe. And myself, as I spend only a portion of the year with my position in Europe and the rest of the time I'm in the United States, I can comment that this collaboration of science and technology, this cost in Europe is very unique in that it funds the networking and the bringing together of researchers without this pressure that a normal scientific meeting brings. And without the researchers having to spend their research funding for this meeting. And so there's a completely different environment and different goal set. Normally in the United States, I attend very many scientific meetings, and there the goal is always to share your results, which you already have, and to sort of advertise these and to spark interest perhaps in what you're doing. But here the goal is different. Here the goal is you want to hear what other people are doing and see where your strengths are complementary and build new bridges and new collaborations. And so I think in the long run, this initiative has been going for a couple of years, but I think we'll really see in 10 or 20 years even this fruition, these results of collaborating where people are not trying to compete with each other and reduplicate their efforts, but where people are coming up with a common goal. And for me in particular, this particular cost measure, the lasers for skin cancer diagnosis, is very near and dear to me because I am a physician, I'm a dermatologist, and so I take care of patients with skin cancer every day, but I'm also an engineer in optics and lasers, and I have a laser physics lab. And I see, because I attend the meetings and do the research in both worlds, I see that there's a little bit of a disconnect between what the biophotonics brilliant minds are working on and what I, as a dermatologist, am able to use for the care of my patients. And so it's my hope that this very unique measure of doing physics for skin cancer diagnosis will enable us to bring technologies and marry the world of engineering with the world of clinicians, and bring technologies that will actually not only be fantastic in the lab and in research journals, but will actually be able to make it and be useful and practical for my patients. Meetings are the most important because this is where things that you can't put in writing, emotions, interpersonal connections, very recent developments can be exchanged off the cuff. But between the meetings, I think a lot of it goes to standard telecommunications, where there's these email exchanges and new projects that people will be working on, and new talent moving between the labs. For example, I myself have part of the reason I was very excited for this meeting now is I have a postdoctoral position which is open, and I hope that somebody from within the network will send one of their recent PhDs to my institute so we can train them. And this sort of movement of people and expertise, I think, is a very important way to maintain the network. Additionally, I think these networks in various cost measures are enabling unique approaches to research. Sometimes there's what we call round-robin experiments, where somebody sends some data or an idea to circulate, and then these group of researchers who are very prominent in their field, who know this techniques very well, are able to quickly comment, and we're actually able to produce data through this network.